Hello, Beatrix. The name's Hobson Twilgers, rancher, explorer, and the former owner of this here ranch you now call your own. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I was a rancher for more years than I can remember, and I felt there was one last adventure left in me, so I've set off to do just that. But before I go, I'm taking one last tour around this here land that I love. So keep your peepers peeled for notes like these if you want to hear what an old coot has to say every now and again. Be talking to you. This entire cave system was sealed off from a cave-in when I first discovered it. Maybe that's why the fellas up ahead are so grumpy. Haven't had a bite in a long time. In any case, don't let that long-awaited bite come from your own rump. Bring some food to calm them down. I once lost a boot off of this here cliff. Now, I never said these journals would be full of important information, and to be fair, it was a darn good boot. I had a big old tree just like this one here, along the edge of my property back on Earth. It had been there since before anyone could remember. It survived all kinds of change around it, and then one day I began to notice it was dying. Now, it wasn't anything unnatural. It was just its time, I suppose. And then I realized that if I didn't do something, I'd end up like that old tree. I'd spent my whole life in the same place. I wasn't about to let that happen. So I bought a ticket to the far, far range the very next day. I used to come to this beach to think. I'd sit and stare at those distant rings and ruminate on who created them and for what purpose. But most of all, I'd sit here and think of her. Now, if you're reading this, you must be a naturally curious person who doesn't mind a little risk now and again. I think if we ever met, we'd get along just fine.